I had some additional thoughts on conflict and stuff, and probably do a short little stream. I'm very sleepy. I woke up from a nap, and I feel like I'm still half asleep. But I remembered something earlier today. I think the issue is certainly how to build trust or how to identify trust. Hey, peace, love, and Chuck. But I think it's also that's one stage of it. The other stage is how to test trust because you can identify trust and think you have trust, but until it's tested, you don't really know. And so I think coming up with ways to like verify trust, evaluate trust. And Hank mentioned something like he has a shit test that he does. I still want to hear more about it. Um, and I realized today that conflict, and I've done streams on this before. Um, just Google conflict, search conflict on my title on my search bar. It'll probably pull them up. Um, Conflict for me, like when I fight with someone, how they manage conflict and what how we come out on the other side of conflict. That is one of the biggest indicators of trust. Like all I need is one good fight with somebody, and I can pretty much know from that point forward how much I can trust them, what my trust level is, what I can trust them with, what extent I can trust them, and can we manage conflict? Because if we can, then there's potential for a continued relationship. If we can't, there's no reason to continue the connection. And I've had people in my life, but in this YouTube world, that we've had conflict and we've managed it and we've come through on the other side, and we I trust them a lot more after seeing how they fight. And then there's some people I was very close to, um, that could when conflict happened, they couldn't manage, they couldn't bridge it, they couldn't come out on the other side of it for whatever reason. My scary emotions, my um, intellectualism, their own issues, like their own inability to communicate effectively and work out the conflict on their end. There's many reasons, and they're not around anymore. And it's sad. Every time that happens, it's sad. But I can only do my half of it. And if they can't do their half, then I can't trust them to manage conflict. I did this for a while, even back in, because I've had conflict my whole life. Um, Pretty much starting, I guess about starting the time they had Gmail, maybe like 2008, 09-ish, probably when I left Vegas. No, actually, even before that, because I had conflict in Vegas. Anyway, I save my conflicts. Like if it's by email or text or whatever, I print them out and I have these little files with the conflict in them. And I study them. I analyze. Every time I have conflict, I make a little case file of it. And I gather all the little pieces of, not really evidence, but all the hard facts. And I try to trace the conflict. Like, how did it happen? How did the communication breakdown happen? How did the resolution of conflict proceed in such a way that it led to this outcome instead of this outcome, etc. And so I've just kind of been doing that as a hobby to learn. Um, I think maybe it's connected to openness, or maybe the giftedness. I'm high in openness. I have a natural curiosity. My way of mastering crises is through understanding. If I can understand something, I can usually figure out a way to either a solution or a way to tolerate it, accommodate myself to that reality. And so I'm really driven to understand people, understand why they do the things that ever since I was a kid, people have fascinated me. Every time I see someone doing something bizarre, which in Louisiana happens daily, believe me. Um, I would just look at them and why are they doing that thing? Why do they think this thing that they think? Why do they have this belief that they have? I've always had this natural curiosity about people. And so I think when there's conflict or trust or uncertainty, like social uncertainty, my default mode is I I get in monotropism, hyperfocus, and I am really driven. I go into detective mode. You know how like in the detective movies they don't sleep until they solve the case, like they're staying up all night, their families are suffering, their relationships are suffering, but they're just obsessed with solving this case. That's how I get. And until I can understand the issue or the conflict or whatever, I can't do much about it. But if I can somehow understand it, I can usually find some kind of solution. So that's how I usually handle conflict. Is to try to understand it or talk through it or something. But that's not always possible. Hey Tommy, what's up with you? Oh, by the way, it is open panel. I'm just filling time, adding a few thoughts to what we talked about today. Trust in the panelverse. Is it possible? How do you know when you have it? And how can it be put to the test? And what do you look for to evaluate trust? Because I think there's additional factors in this medium that are not necessarily present in real life friendships. So it takes there's some extra something that you have to do here, or that I'm not picking up or I'm missing. There's some extra pieces. This is like the 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, whereas like real life relationships might be the 500 piece jigsaw puzzle. And so there's just extra dimensions and pieces I have to work with here. So I'm figuring it all out, and I'm archiving my notes and my thinking through this so that maybe they'll be helpful. That's mostly what my channel is. It's a third space for people to come and connect and hopefully create healthy community. And it's also a place for me to archive things and get, because I don't this is my journal. I don't hand journal. Right. I'm not a writer. I'm a talker. And so this is also like a blank paper for me to get my ideas out on. Hey, Joe Cool. Because I learn by talking through things out loud, and I'll like realize things that I won't if I just sit there and think about it. And I talking with other people, like if talking through other people, I if I can talk it out with the other people, I can learn too. I can access that same insight. Hello, Mallory. What is PLS? Yeah, speaking of trust, Mallory, you were on some panels earlier, and I'm one thing I use to evaluate trust is who people associate themselves with. And I don't tell people, I would not tell someone who to associate with. But I'm also going to use it. That's data. So, and they can use it for me. Like, I get judged all the time by people I associate with. So, I'm just saying it is one thing you can use to evaluate trust. And I think it's a perfectly valid thing to use. I'm not saying stop associating. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical, Mallory, because I'd have to pull up the chats. I had a very different impression. You didn't seem as much above the drama as you're saying here. Hey, Sasquatch. Okay. Well, we're gonna have music talk here. Leggy and I, we're going to pilot a new series where we each take an album, probably a Gen X rock album, and we're gonna each listen to the other person's album pick, and then we're gonna talk. We're gonna do like a song by song comparison of the albums, and we'll probably set that up in the next week or so. We already have our first albums picked out, and so we'll announce it, and then we can y'all can listen to them too before we do our talk. Oh, let's see what this guy has to say, Mr.
Yeah.
Joe Cool. To what do I owe the honor?
The trust thing. I wanted to talk about the trust thing. hold on.
Yes, I'd love to hear
Yeah.
what you have to say.
All right. First of all, I will say that I know that in some ways you're right. I look at who people hang with, but it can't be, and I think you'd agree, it's not 100% because uh, I know I hang with everybody, and everybody thinks I'm their enemy because they see me with their enemy, and
Right.
that's
Yeah.
not
Especially
real.
in the Panoverse, like it's almost impossible to not be seen associated with certain people. You're
Yes,
on panels
I mean,
together. You're in chat rooms together.
and that person, I don't know what it is. Some strikes them, and they make assumptions, and they'll
Hmm.
attack you or whatever.
A lot of it, yes, it is. It's a story. They start telling themselves a story. They see
Dig
two
it.
names together and they start a story going.
Yes, and Jeff, I listen for people when they say y'all. That's how you know that they've got the narrative created in their head. Me say me and you are talking, and then next thing I know, I'm like, see y'all, yeah, y'all do this. I've already have a narrative in my head about what's about to happen.
You're there's some little noise your mic is making. I don't
Oh, I'm
know.
probably rubbing. Let's try it again. And you tell me if it still
It
does it because it could have been rubbing my hoodie.
oh
Plus, I
maybe
got
it's that.
headphones in.
Oh maybe it's that. Let's see if it goes away.
Yeah,
Hey
it does
Spike.
it. Is it
Oh,
still making
peace,
a
love,
noise?
smiles. That's what it
Wait,
is.
I need to find my headphones anyway. I ain't used them. I'm in Louisiana.
You at your place?
No, I'm in Louisiana.
Where you
Uh,
at? What you doing there?
well,
You
today
New
I was
Orleans?
fixing it. I am in near Shreveport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um,
Are you
oh
caught
man,
watching?
I am not. I am here with a
Be
friend, and
careful
he's
there. They
got.
got that private prison system. They got those sheriff prisons. You don't want to end up in those. We got the largest private prison system in the world.
Wait. Did you say we?
Louisiana.
Are you in Louisiana?
Yeah. No, I'm from there.
Well,
That's my home
oh, I'm
state.
about to say, let's hook up. Yeah.
Yeah. Live my whole born and raised.
All right.
Yeah, I
Where?
was looking at your background. It didn't look like your style.
Oh, at my crib. Yeah, yeah, right. At a buddy's crib.
Frogging, is
Uh,
that what it is? You're frogging. That's what it is.
what's wrong?
I don't know. It's something that happens with people's mics. It sounds like a ribbit, like a croaking.
I got a mic here I can plug up. Hold on, give me a second.
All right. It's somebody named Mark Reed. It's his birthday today. He's having a birthday stream. Someone just posted it, so can maybe check that out. The, oh, the first. What causes frogging? Okay, well, we'll wait for Mr. Cool, Mr. JC. I know he has a lot of wisdom on trust, and he's been out in these streets too for a while. Oh, Bluetooth. Okay. Is it like when it lose connection fritzes out? Well, I'm held in rapt suspense. I'm on a trust obsession right now. I want all the trust wisdom I can get. Yeah, he, I think he is. Right. Well, in the meantime, let's maybe peek at the headlines. Oh, we got Mr. Spike.
Yo,
What is up?
I don't do Bluetooth and I don't do the disco.
You what?
I'm
Hey,
just,
Jack.
what up, Jack? I'm I'm giving you filler time till Joe comes back.
Oh, did you come up here just for that?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
just
I
to help
gotta
out
rescue this panel.
just a little bit. I know how it is to go solo when you're not ready to.
Spike,
Appreciate it. That was
Spike to the
nice.
rescue.
That was nice of you. Yeah, that was very nice of you.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's working better.
Yeah, good.
Oh, and wow, we got all the gays here tonight.
Ah!
I definitely want this guy's wisdom.
Oh
If
yeah.
anybody knows about trust,
Oh, Jack, let me send you a photo. You can share it with Jeff somehow.
Okay.
Uh, and you can see what I was doing today.
oh, today. Hey, Jack, how are you?
Blessings. I'm feeling good. I missed some of the conversation. I heard some of it though too. And a question came up for you regarding your questions on trust. What is the trust for?
For me, it's to build community. Like I think it's a one of the building blocks of a healthy community, and it's built at the individual level. But if you have enough individuals all building similar trust, then you can have the beginnings of a community.
It starts with it's for you. The trust is for ourselves. If we can't trust ourselves, we can't trust any situation, we can't trust other people.
That's
But if,
deep. I don't always trust myself. Maybe that's part of the issue too.
yep,
Because I know
that
my limitations. That's like there were certain situations I would just not want people to put me in because I would not trust myself to be successful in them.
I'm curious, what type of situation?
Lots of situations. Don't put me in a kitchen. Don't put me doing
Okay.
surgery. Don't put me behind a
But
plane. Don't put me in a workplace full of
it
women.
seems like you had
Don't
some
put
in
me at a
mind.
black tie dinner to make a speech. All of
Yes,
those
I hear you.
situations. Let's see. Is this you, Jack? You sharing something?
it's from yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
that's today. That was earlier today.
That's you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Louisiana living. I recognize it. Yep.
that look
Yes.
Joe, I'm so glad you get to do this.
Right.
Wow.
I had a blast. Yeah.
Sportsman's paradise.
It
that
is
looks
gorgeous, man.
Oh, nice.
it looks
Yeah,
so
thanks.
beautiful.
Yeah. After this is Florida, right? That's beautiful
Is that
too.
where
I've
you
been.
headed next?
Yeah.
Watch out for the sinkholes.
Yes, man. I didn't think about that. I'm only going to like Pensacola when you first go in.
Oh, right, the panhandle.
Yeah, so they didn't even get hit by the storm.
Right.
But now that you mention it, I might want to keep going south and see some of the damage or something.
Are you
Pimp, pimp.
are you going to the beach? Are you doing any beach camping or anything? Beaching?
I got a hotel on the beach if that's beach camping.
That's
I'm
my type.
friend Clancy.
Sure. Hey, Sasquatch.
Yes,
What up, baby? How you doing?
yeah. Hold on, let
How
me
you
see if I
doing?
got a picture of the hotel, Jack. I'll show you that.
Oh, hey, Kane, you too. So yeah, Jack, that's because I see trust as like something that happens between people. It's like a extending outside of yourself to something else. But you make a very, very good point about intrapersonal trust.
What I've been learning, because people do show you their trustworthiness, but you can't always count on appearances. So, really, if we can trust ourselves with any relationship, that's the key. Because if we trust ourselves, we'll minimize the damage responsibly. And for those who we feel more safe with, we can offer more vulnerability, more, um, more closeness, I guess. But
Wait, say that last part again. If we find the people we feel. So do you associate trust with safety?
if we don't feel trust, we feel unsafe.
Um, as an observation, you don't really have the ability to trust anyone. All you can really do is trust them to be themselves and then learn what those people will do. and then trust that your experience with those people is more important than anything you hear or are told about.
It's really logical to me, right?
It's very
In that
pragmatic.
sense, you
A
can
little
trust everyone because you're trusting them to be themselves.
right. That's like trusting a an alcoholic to drink your cooking sherry while trusting a meth head to take your catalytic converters.
Well, I'm also thinking of trust, like trusting people to keep their word, trusting
Yeah.
commitments, that kind of trusting that people are being truthful and not lying. There's always
Everyone
one
does.
thing we learned today. This is my third stream today on trust. Is that there's many different kinds and forms of trust and different situations where you might trust or not trust. And so it's a very expansive and fluid concept, it seems like. Of course, trust. I guess because I'm so like I'm not a safetyist. That safetyism is not a big thing with me.
Right.
Um, I to me trust is not necessarily. I don't know. I say safety is just not a concept that I really play around with much.
Yeah. I don't think I have to put a lot of trust in people as long as you're not like a thief. I don't watch where I put my shit, but because I'm around decent people, no, I don't worry about nobody stealing shit from me ever. But I don't feel like I'm putting trust in anyone in my normal day, and I'm always with somebody. Trust
And it's
doesn't
it's
come into
really
play.
trust in the panelverse particularly.
Well,
Is
you're
it how is it
kind of
different
trusting
from
yourself there. That's the thing there is you're trusting your reactions to situations that may come up. So like you trust them enough to meet them, although you might not trust them enough to leave your wallet in the seat in the truck. I don't know. Maybe not. It depends on the individual, I would assume.
Hey, I think that second picture was Joe's hotel. Is that what that is? The camp beach camping?
Yeah.
is
That's
that
hard shell
that's
camping if I ever
Shreveport?
saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's if you were talking about beach camping out there, yeah, that's beach
Oh,
camping.
well, wait till you
Yeah.
get to Florida. Those are Louisiana beaches. Wait till you get to
No, that's
Florida.
that's Florida. That's the one in Florida.
Oh, that is Florida.
Yeah, that's the one in Florida. That's what I'm going in about 3 days.
That's
North
Pensacola.
Florida.
Yeah, it's in Pensacola.
Yeah. You know how we can tell?
Mm.
The farther south you get, the wider the sand gets, the more shells there are in it. And then once you get up on the Atlantic side, the farther north you get, the darker it gets, until you get up to the low country, which is all dark water rivers.
No, I've never noticed that. Never heard
All of
nobody
that
say
stuff's
that.
my stomping ground from when I was a kid. I used to every time we'd go on vacation or whatever, we'd be there for 2 or 3 weeks. I'd go get a freaking job at the marina because I like money. It sucks being somewhere broke.
Yes.
So look at this. We're going to go on vacation, but I'm not going to give you a dime. Have fun.
Yeah. Plus, you get to socialize. You know, if you're working and shit, you get to
I didn't
instant.
know how much that mattered. Honestly, at the time, it never struck me as being like a legitimate part of the process. But
Do
now, in
you
my
understand now?
experience, yeah,
Yeah, that was crucial.
I met some really, really strangely evocative folks down there. I met a chick named Julia who runs 2 shrimp boats, but she does each one on alternate days.
Did you meet Florida man?
One of many, I'm sure. Yes.
Did you go on a shrimp boat?
Yeah, sort of. It was
I had to go.
a little
Oh,
bitty
okay,
one. It
okay.
wasn't like homie was like dragging nets behind him,
I'm
not like
picturing Forrest Gump.
not
Bubba
quite
That's
that
what I
big.
was picturing. I would love to go on a Forrest Gump
This would have
trip,
been
bro.
like a large modified skiff. It was much smaller than a
Yeah,
full trawler, you know.
yeah.
So Jack and Sasquatch,
Oh no,
if you trust
this is the same
yourself,
group.
are you saying it's not as important whether you could trust other people if you have that self trust
Uh,
to fall back on?
Jack,
And
you go first.
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was kind of thinking about what Sasquatch, what I thought I heard him say about you trust people to be authentic. And
Wait, wait,
some
wait,
of
wait,
the,
wait, wait. Did he say that?
I
No,
thought so.
no, sir. I said you trust them to be themselves.
Okay.
They will lie to you with every breath they take, but once you've got a track record of experience with them, you know what kind of stuff to expect from them. People do change, but you don't have to change those expectations based on learned trust. So if you knew a junkie who claims to not be a junkie, it is perfectly acceptable to treat me like a junkie. I do not mind because I have earned that low level of trust.
And that is
Oh,
the
I didn't know
trust
you
he's
were.
saying. I'm
Okay.
trusting him to do junky shit. That's what he mean by trust.
Are
Trusting
all
people to be their patterns.
yeah, like observation is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to use that, but are you? Is there something about junkies that people should like?
Hold on, can I, Jeff, please?
Yeah.
Jack, before we move on, you had something you were gonna say, I think is diametrically opposed to what Sasquatch said. You were about to springboard off of something he said when you thought he said trust people to be authentic. Do you remember where you were about to go?
Well, I was trying to tie back to where is our trust broken? Our trust is when we feel that people are not honest, when they're, um, or that we can't honestly trust what we've picked up. And I was trying, it's not clear yet. I think I was still putting it together in my head,
I
to be
don't
honest.
think adults feel like that. I don't think so. I think at some point you grow up and you stop feeling like someone broke my heart. That's children shit.
No, I disagree. I
You
think
Mm,
that can
disagree?
happen at any time. Your heart might just be
you
old
might,
and
Man's
yeah,
bitter or
Joe.
something,
complicated,
but
It
don't give
is.
up hope, Joe.
man.
Well said, Jeff.
Well, wait. You can't be disappointed when motherfuckers do shit. Maybe a hair. Uh,
You're missing a part, Joe. You can't be disappointed in people you have no expectation of. You can
that's
only
what I
be
was gonna
disappointed in
say.
people.
As long as Jack was saying that you believe trust is lost when people disappoint you and break your heart. I think that you realize that you don't have to be disappointed. That was your decision. Adults realize that it's my decision being disappointed. He didn't really do a thing. It wasn't him. That's why I was trying to go with that.
Yeah, ultimately you're responsible for your own emotions and
Yeah.
reactions. But when people break trust, that is a perfectly natural, normal reaction to have. I don't think it's a sign of
I would
emotional immaturity. It seems very much
I
the
I
adult
I,
human norm.
I think you're right. I think it's going to come down to what people think breaking trust is and what the response is when trust is broken. And most people are broken. Oh, you said you're going to be here to pick me up at 9 o'clock. You knew I had somewhere to play, some place to go. You're a liar. I don't fuck with people like that. I can't trust you. Some people think that's trust. I think nigga was late. Fuck you. Right.
And
Yeah.
then there's like implicit trust and explicit trust. Like you can trust somebody because they explicitly said something that you're trusting, or you can have this assumption about somebody that you can
But
trust them
that
that they
assumption
might
is your
not
own.
Right.
necessarily be
Right.
aware of or
An
in on.
assumption
Right.
What
is on your own basis. This is an action or an act that you take that can't be put on them.
Well, we make assumptions about other people. Like
Sure,
there's
but that's
friends of
your
mine that I
decision. It's
assume are not going to do certain things just because I feel like I know them and can expect them not to do those things. And if they
Now
do
when he
those
don't
things, they haven't necessarily broken any word to me. They've just violated my own assumption that I put on them.
do when he violates that assumption and don't do as expected. Are you heartbroken?
It depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm disappointed. Sometimes I'm
Yeah,
angry.
I dig it.
Sometimes
That's
I'm hurt.
honest. Yeah.
what about when people withdraw their trust?
Mm.
Withdraw their
that's
trust. What about
good.
it?
That's
Well,
good.
Chuck made that comment. Trust is like respect. It's earned. That's
I'd
part of
agree.
the nonsense this world has taught us because when we deny respect or trust to another,
Yeah.
we're disrespecting them and ourselves.
Jack, you disagree with the assertion that trust is earned? I don't think most people would.
I No, there is value in that. I mean, that's not to be overlooked. Certainly, I mean, with what uh, Sasquatch said, Patterns are patterns. But if
Patterns.
you're
That's how
not
you earn
paying
trust. Yes.
attention, well, but the other side of that is we live in a world of distrust. That's why everyone's divided. That's why the world is at war and
Can I
fighting
ask
each
a
other.
question on the tail of that?
Please.
Why
I
do
think
we
there's
live in
different
a world
levels of
of
respect too. There's
distrust?
like the basic respect you give other humans just because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
share a planet together, and then I think there's another
Yeah.
layer of respect that very few
Yeah.
people, like really exceptional people, can earn in our
I was
lives.
thinking about that. It's funny that we just saw Flo. I think I respect him different than I respect a lot of motherfuckers. I think Flo has reached that next respect level. I can kind of
Well,
count
Really?
on him. I got certain expectations of him. They're Flo expectations, but
Because
right.
I
But
Flo,
think
you
come
most
up
trust
and
of
get
them
some of
are.
Flo to
this
be Flo.
love bombing.
You trust Flo to be Flo. See,
Yes, he's
one of the
solid.
Yes, that's a good. I trust Flo to be Flo.
Selfish.
Yes, and that's a
Flo's
form of
one of the
trust.
few people
Because
on this
Flo
planet
rarely is
that could call
inconsistent
me
with
up,
my
tell me some
Yes, he's
expectations.
seriously
solid
dirty
every
shit
day.
on me, and I
Yes,
would go okay and take it as honest criticism rather than him trying to dunk on me. Right? He
exactly.
might be
Yes,
dunking on me, but that's just
yes.
coincidental to the
It's
honest
grow up.
criticism that's
It's
happening.
grow up shit though. At least he's trying to. Even if he had it wrong, he's just trying to grow you up. He's not trying to crush you and sweep you or give you bad advice.
What? Why is it other people's responsibility to grow each other up?
Iron
None
sharpen
of y'all are
iron,
my dad.
baby. I'm your brother,
You know,
literally.
you
I
know
am you.
that there is an opening, but none of you have filled it yet. So
Oh, you're Satanist. Do you believe that we all make up one individual or all our souls
I hope not.
mingle or
Oh
something?
God, I hope not.
Any of
You
I
know
that?
what
None
I'm
of
not
that?
not.
line approach
Okay.
of thou
That would
art
be a
God,
nightmare.
Yeah.
your God, your God, your God, and we're all the different faces of God.
Which is
Experience.
why it's so important for me to be nice to you and make you the best person I can, give you the best day I can, try not to stress you out, all because you are that guy, which is me. We are brothers. We are one
But
shit.
that's contradictory to the iron sharpens iron, the nonsense that people have been throwing at me.
What
Um,
have they been saying to you?
well, I get a lot of disagreements and insults and criticisms with the claim, oh, this is iron sharpens iron. But what I see is a lot of iron strong people kind of enabling each other with disagreements.
Um, a lot of that has to do with base disagreements on the functionality of the universe around us. Some people believe in subjective truth, while some people believe truth is objective and non interpretational. That
How do you
difference implies that you have to circulate your own community with the same concept of people that believe in the same fundamental nature of the universe. I'm sorry, I may have said too much there.
I was wondering how you get there from what Jack had said about
Well, iron
you know,
sharpens iron, but if you have some hard motherfuckers coming at you with no good intention whatsoever, you're
right,
going to encounter stuff like he is, where
right.
people seem to simply disagree with him on just
Okay,
everything
that's where
to
you're
the
going.
contrary. Your
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also
opinion
think
is
people
valid
need
to
to
mine.
agree to have their iron sharpened. There's a consent element
I
to it. You
think
don't
you're good,
just
very
take it
good.
on yourself to sharpen somebody's iron just because you
Thank
think it
you.
needs sharpening.
Yes.
That's a
Our
big one.
and our best sharpening is coming from, we won't even be aware of it till much later down the road.
Mm.
Our toughest lessons, the people we fight the hardest, when you do grow up, those are the hard fought lessons are the ones that made you the best, the toughest, and all of that shit. So I don't know if that falls under iron sharpening iron. That might be the knucklehead coming in giving you shit. Fuck you, Joe. I'm in chat. Can't say hi to the white
I'm
guy.
I'm not so sure you can make that decision until after it's taken place. You have to look back with the 2020 vision of hindsight to be able to say that was a good case of us disagreeing, whereas this other case was just someone being a dork. I
Flo,
want
come
to
up.
be spotted
Yeah,
and
I
found.
agree with you here. I think that's correct.
Yeah, all sharpening isn't premeditated. Sometimes it's just circumstantial, accidental.
That's
Much of
true.
Yeah,
it.
I think
I
Jack was kind of
agree.
talking about the people that use that as a justification for some of the
Yeah,
Yes.
harassment that he gets. They think they're like helping him become a better
Right.
man or something.
Wait. Are they helping? What if I don't think they are. Even if they're giving him the correct advice, at this point, it is not helping.
No,
Uh,
it's not. It's clear to me I've got this like boundary, this wall of opposition, gossip, and
read Flo,
you know,
since you said that. Read what Flo said. Oh, I'll read it. He says,
Here, it goes with this statement. When you make a statement, you implicitly consent to having it challenged. You don't get to have the unchallenged narrative on how the world works. And I agree with him.
Unless you're on your own channel.
and brother Sasquatch and Jack, do you agree what he's saying? You don't get to go around and give opinions unchallenged. I love it, yo. What do you, Jack?
I mean, you have
Who
to
the
listen. You have to stick
balls?
around for it. You could walk away, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't insulate. You don't have immunity from other people having a counter statement to it. At least in a democracy like we have.
what I'm seeing on these panels is not so much iron sharpens iron. It's intellectual group masturbation, and
You
it's a
see
bunch of
intellect. Where are you finding the
egoic.
intellect?
Okay,
Everyone's comparing their memories and their opinions, battling each other's wits, while the world, the objective reality, continues. Genocide's happening, oppression is happening, censorship is happening. Real people are conspiring to continue to erode our rights and our freedoms. But hey, we can continue and keep disagreeing about everything anyone says.
So what do we
Jack, I
do?
don't want to blow off what you just said there, but you didn't answer the question when Flo said what Flo's question. You didn't answer it. You don't have the right to go around and give your opinion and think it's going to be unchallenged. Do you agree with that, Jack?
Sure, every idiot's able to disagree with
All the
everything.
idiots can challenge my opinion.
Fools can challenge everything, but actual people who care, wisdom actually wants to understand rather than just engage and
Yeah,
argue.
okay. So I'm going to rephrase you here, and you tell me, am I getting it right? That if someone does challenge what you say, they are a fool.
It depends on their intention.
And he's free to think that. That's as much as
Intent
he
is
has the
almost
right to
impossible to
think that
prove.
as much as they have the right to think something
The
contrary.
intentions reveal if someone is a fool or not, right? If
How do you
someone's
prove intention?
arguing to argue and they're arguing to avoid the chance to learn or better understand, which is what I've been facing, a lot of people just want to argue against me and not even try to understand what I'm saying.
I don't see that, Jack. You're just in
You
fantasy
don't see
world
that?
right now. That's not really a thing. Every time someone gives a counter
Hmm.
opinion of you, you immediately
Mhm.
assume that they're arguing for no reason. You just want to argue.
No, Joe.
You jump there really fast. Stay
Well,
in there and debate your argument. You
okay,
bail
Joe.
and get mad.
Joe, you're
Yeah.
doing exactly what I'm saying. I'm not
See
sure
what
the
I'm saying? I'm
purpose.
just debating
Well,
your
no,
side of your
Joe,
argument, and
Oh,
you're gonna
I
can
give
stepped
I
me a
away. I don't know
weird
what
shit.
happened.
can I say before you react?
I'm fine. You're getting loud.
Hey, don't
I'm
police. Don't
getting loud?
police. Don't Jack, it's fine. Don't You're not gonna get policed here.
What?
Talk as loud as you want.
Well, no, this is the thing, Joe. You're sitting here trying to gaslight me, saying what I
I don't want to
said
hear your
is
nonsense
untrue.
accusations. State your argument. Get out of your emotions. State your
You're,
argument.
Hey,
you're,
Joe, hang on. This is
what
a
are
channel,
you?
and I have said this 100,000 times, and you know this, Joe. People can have their emotions here without getting harassed or policed. He can be as loud as he wants. He can
Wait,
have whatever emotion he wants. This is my panel. If the emotions need policing, I will do it. Go ahead, Jack.
wait.
I'll bring you back just a sec. I just want him
Please,
to be able to get his word out.
please notice Joe was projecting. I'm not in my emotions. He's
Even if you are, it's fine.
he's
Totally
react
normal.
he's please witness this. This is the pattern of my life that I'm continuing to deal with. Okay? As I explain myself and try to get Joe to see what I'm experiencing, he's reactive and wants to blame me. He wants to accuse me of getting emotional. please recognize,
I
brother.
just want, I'm not listening
I'm
to
at
that
peace.
nonsense. I'm not listening to none of that nonsense. I just want to discuss the argument.
Well,
That's
hang
all
on.
I'm.
You if you come on my panel, you have to let people.
You
You
got
don't
more
get to
rules for
not.
me,
You have to
Jeff.
leave the panel to not listen. Jack gets to talk whether you want to hear it or not.
I didn't tell him to shut up. He can
You
do what
said
he
you're not
like.
listening to that
I don't
nonsense. What did
have
you
to
just
listen to
say?
him, do I?
Huh?
I must listen to
You want me
Jack.
to
This is a
put you
new rule.
backstage? You have to hear him because as long as you're on the panel, I don't know. You want to cover your ears?
I'm
How are you going to
fine. You
not
don't have to
listen?
do anything for me. I'm good. I can handle
Okay, all
myself.
right.
I'm not asking,
Jack,
requesting
I
anything.
would like him to finish. I would like to hear what Jack has to say.
May I let Joe have his emotions?
Yes, Joe too. Do we all get our emotions here?
Okay, but don't
I get
blame
mine in
me
the
Those
mail.
for
of us
Joe's
that have them. Hey,
emotions.
Flo.
Don't blame me for Joe's emotions.
Don't try to
Joe's
read his mind.
fine.
You don't know what his intentions are or what
Joe's
he's
And see,
thinking.
Jack
fine.
never did get to finish his sentence. He got hijacked.
Right, right.
No,
Hijacked.
I was talking. I was talking. I
But
got
no,
hijacked.
Okay,
Jack was
Joe.
talking, and then you cut into police his
Right,
emotion. And
right.
I wanted him to finish that part of what he was saying.
You
What I
understand,
was
though, that what you want him to finish is speculating as to other people's intentions.
I want him
no
to
flow
finish what he
state.
was
That's
trying to
not
say,
accurate.
so I'll know what he's trying to say.
All right, go ahead. Continue
Thank
speculating.
you. See, you guys are fascinating. Let me say what I was trying to say because I was describing my experience, flow state. Unlike you and Joe Cool, I'm
I'm
not
literally describing my
projecting.
experience. Why the fuck are you
Hey,
doing
let
exactly
him
what I said you
Please,
were
finish.
doing?
I'm
please
gonna
don't interrupt me.
backstage.
I'm sorry I addressed you. So, Joe, I gave you an answer, and at this point, maybe with a reminder, we can come back to where the topic was. But I gave you my answer. You said, no, Jack, that's not what you're doing. This is what you're doing. That's not what you're experiencing. This is what you're experiencing and what you're doing, Jack. I'm like, Joe, no, no, you're gaslighting me. Please don't tell me what you think I'm doing before you understand what I'm saying to you. That's all I'm asking you, please.
All right. Flo asked, do you remember the question Flo asked that you say you answered? That's all I was interested in talking about anyway.
It was about
All right.
assignment of
Ready.
I'm giving you what
respect.
this is
Earning
trust,
When
Chuck. I'm giving you one.
when you
I'm
state
trusting you.
something, you implicitly agree to having your iron sharpened.
Okay, yes. And I said, and okay, thank you. And what I said is, yes, every fool is able to disagree with anything they find. Joe asked me, so is everyone who disagrees with you a fool? I
Yes.
said it depends on their intention,
That's impossible for
right?
you to know, though.
No, but the patterns, like we were discussing earlier, the patterns of people's behavior demonstrates, are they disagreeing to actually expand knowledge, or are they disagreeing for bit non-bit
Let's assume it's the
content
first
Mhm.
stuff?
one. They sincerely disagree with you.
I'm reasonable and I'm actually open to reasonable conversations.
Are those people fools, though?
Well, do we want to discuss a specific? I'd love to discuss
Very good, Flo.
you as a fool, flow state.
Oh, shit.
And welcome, Bones.
Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, kid? What's up, bro?
What up, Joe?
Go ahead, Jack. How am I being foolish? What are my
Well,
intentions?
you claim to understand me, yet
I didn't
you
claim that. Well, in some ways.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll mute up.
Yeah,
You
continue.
often
You speak your piece. Get your
I
emotions
have
out.
heard you often misrepresent me, what I'm doing. You've mischaracterized me on many occasions. I've tried bringing these to your attention, and you've not expressed any sort of honest accountability or integrity
I'm
whatsoever.
describing my experience.
Well, and in my experience, I've tried pointing out to you, you've been wrong about your accusations and
Well,
insults.
if we're going to be
toward-
specific, we got to be specific. Which accusations?
Yep.
You can't just say I'm wrong without specifics.
How many? Holy crap. See, this is the egoic.
No,
No.
don't deflect by calling me insults.
How
If
about
you
the
want,
vindictive father? That one really
um, so
Somebody
clearly
called you that?
I
I said that
remember
Jack was
that.
vindictive.
flow state.
Oh.
Flow state is not
I feel like we're
entitled
having
to.
drama court here. Who's going to
No,
pony up
he claimed
the 100?
publicly that I am a
Yeah.
vindictive
Is
man
he? Yeah.
I'll show
as
you
flow
out, Jeff.
state was publicly criticizing, insulting me in a very vindictive
All right,
manner.
let's get just this one part. Him believing that you are a vindictive man or a vindictive dad. Do you believe that he really believes that? First of all,
I
Well, let
know that
Flo. He's here. Let him talk.
yeah, I want to ask Jack. This is important.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do you think Flo's being sincere in his belief there? That-
I know that Joe, I know that he has said it, he's defended it, he's repeated it, and he has treated me as such.
All right, please answer my question. Do you
Yes,
believe
Joe.
he really
Yes.
believes that? Okay, so
Yes.
is he okay? So is he allowed an opinion where he thinks you're a vindictive man? Is he allowed to hold that opinion without
Maybe he
you?
is.
Joe,
Unless there's a way to stop him.
what is this question? What are you trying to accomplish, Joe?
Oh my God, dude.
Resolution. He's trying to get the resolution, I
Right.
think.
Okay, so
You're the only one that's allowed to have feelings? Really?
No, everybody gets
Jeff
free
is in charge
feelings
of
here.
who can have
Feelings
feelings.
all around.
Yeah, but Jack, every time someone comes back with a question to him, he has to get his hurt feelings.
That's
is
fine.
that
Then.
is that
We
what it
don't
is?
police feeling. If you have a problem with somebody being in their feelings, you're on the
No,
wrong
but
panel.
but
If you
Jeff,
have a
but
problem
the
with people
problem with
rocking,
him,
wearing
Jeff,
antlers, or having feelings, this is not the
Jeff,
panel for
but the
you.
problem is that he's the only one that's allowed to have feelings.
What
I mean,
Is that
you
what
can
it
know?
is?
I just
No,
said
hold on,
everybody on the
No,
damn
different
panel
terms.
gets to have
I'm
their
not
feelings.
saying
So
it.
stop
Hold on,
saying that. That's
stop.
This
Wrong.
is
That's
Use a
that's
different term. Just use a
nonsense.
different term. Just use a different term. Jeff will defend people's right to have feelings. Okay.
well,
But just
I
state
agree.
where
Everybody
you're
should have
taking it.
feelings, but Jack is the one getting upset.
Can you shut up
so.
and you can
What's your
get
why?
past
Why is it a
this?
problem for you that Jack's upset?
What is the deal?
You're wrong.
Well,
Jeff's
it might.
issue is
Well,
that
no,
you're
no.
wrong.
Let me say this.
What feelings are
He's
you
getting offended
projecting
when
Hang on,
here?
people are
Let
asking him.
Bones finish.
He's getting in his feelings when people ask him specific questions.
That's fine. That
I
happens.
agree.
People do that.
But when other
Hey Jeff,
then
what
he
if
gets
that's
mad
not
when other
true?
people are in their feelings.
Hey
It's
Jeff,
weird.
hey Jeff, what if Bones is not accurate? What if he's actually projecting onto me? Because I'm not in my feelers. I was really
Well, that's an
talking,
assumption.
trying to
That's an
Jack, they do
assumption.
that with me too all the
I
time.
mean, he got mad when asked if I was allowed to have my beliefs.
That's right.
So,
I
So
got
then that was in
mad.
his emotions. Yeah.
I
yes.
got mad.
Yes.
Did I say I was mad?
Oh,
Did you?
stop it.
But
We're
You
not
don't need to tell
children.
me.
You don't have to say
You
you're
don't need
mad
to
You
for
guys
offer.
someone to
haven't
think you're
allowed me to
mad.
say a
Stop it.
fucking word since you jumped to that conclusion. Can you recognize your unhealthy behaviors, please?
No, I'm
No.
not listening again.
All right, I know.
I mean,
Okay,
could you have a
Joe,
good faith?
I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go find another
Holy,
panel that you
yeah.
actually are gonna want to listen on. If you're on my panel but you don't want to listen, that's not really what I'm trying to do here. You know, I
Jack's not
like you and respect
answering.
you, but I don't think you're aligned with
I
this
suspect that was
tonight.
sarcasm.
All
Yeah,
right,
he's
go
being
ahead, Joe.
sarcastic. I've known Joe for 6 years now.
Yeah, I like Joe. I'm cool with Joe.
Hey,
He doesn't
Jeff.
seem to be here for the same purposes
he's
that this
black now.
panel is. He's not wanting to listen to people, so I don't know why he's here.
No, I don't think that's sad. I think he just doesn't want to hear the same old,
Well, then he needs to go on
rhetoric.
another panel because that's what we're doing here. We're having the
Why are
conversation
you
I
getting
want to
upset?
have, and if he doesn't want to
Now
listen
you're in
to
your
it,
feels.
then why is he
Everybody gets
here?
their feelings.
Tell you
Why is
what.
everybody getting upset?
Hey,
We're having an
Bones,
intelligent
All right,
conversation.
Bones, I'm gonna give you a little break too because we don't. If you seem to have you seem to have an issue with the fact that people are having feelings on this panel. So this also might not be the panel for you tonight.
I tried to explain to Bones that it's that you need to what the thing that you're objecting to, you can find a different way to explain it, right?
What exactly is his issue?
I don't think it's that Jack's having feelings. I think it's that Jack is not taking responsibility or being sincere. I don't feel like Jack is being
You
sincere.
guys are
Well,
filled with
those are
fucking
just as much
pride.
opinions as you want the right to from Jack. Like,
Huh?
that's just as much an opinion as you want the right to have from Jack. Like, this is all opinions.
This is a
No.
bunch
No,
of
no.
Yeah,
egoic
sincerity. It's
nonsense.
subject. How
It is.
sincere somebody's being is subjective.
But how much responsibility somebody's taking
Hey,
for their own actions is
hey,
not.
Is
flow
also
state,
subjective, and
flow
Jack's
state,
not
No,
accountable
no.
to anybody.
Jeff.
We're all equals here. Like, nobody's anybody else's dad.
Tell you
He's
what,
not accountable to y'all.
Jeff, please. I know flow state has no respect for me. I know Joe doesn't have respect for me. I know for a fact Chuck has no respect for me. I joined thinking Joe and you and I could have some conversations about trust, but apparently I trigger everyone. And Jeff, if you go
Join the
back,
club.
if anyone is honest, sees what I see, I
If
saw
anyone's
Joe
honest, it's what I
projecting,
Hang on,
I
let me
saw
finish.
Bones projecting, I still see Flo playing his egoic patterns, and I'm
Jeff,
not
how does he
having
know these
fun
things? These are
anymore.
his opinions too, right?
Hang on,
See,
let me listen.
these people don't give a shit about anyone but themselves,
Jeff,
and
you're sitting here talking shit.
I don't enjoy sitting here being talked about by people who don't give a shit about me or what is real. So Flow
You were
State,
being
you can
asked
kiss my
questions.
ass again,
You were
okay?
being asked questions. You were being treated with a level of
You're
dignity
a
that you have not shown
punk.
anybody else.
You're a punk. Learn some respect, and you'll see me.
We,
You'll see the
Jack,
good in me. You
Jack,
can't see the good because you're bitter.
Jack, we're not telling. Oh, did he rage quit?
He might have. I didn't
Yeah,
kick him. Well, we
yeah.
have a backup.
I mean,
Hello, Mike.
Jeff, you see
He
what he's
he
doing,
rage
right? You see
quit.
that he's not
Wait,
treating
hang.
anybody
Oh,
with.
wait, Mike. One sec. One sec. I want to finish here, Flo. Sorry,
You
I brought you
understand
a
that he
little
was
too
not
early.
treating anybody with the same respect that he was given. The dignity of being able to answer your own questions.
Say that again?
He just started telling us what we think and how we are.
I saw all of you doing pretty much the same thing to each other. Having opinions.
You don't see the difference between Joe
thwarting other
asking him
people's attempt to have opinions.
questions and him assigning intentions.
Well, he's not here anymore. So, is there something you
Yeah,
want to
he
talk about?
can be, but he rage quit. So,
Well, right. So there's no need to.
but I
continue
wasn't
this.
asking about him. I was asking about your experience, your perception of the situation as it
Oh,
ended.
okay. What is it?
Do you not see how he was being treated with more dignity than he was giving the people?
No, I watched him get interrupted over and over. I watched his
As-
emotions get policed and stigmatized. I did not see
I'm
this
talking
respect that you saw.
specifically about how he was asked questions and allowed to make his own responses, but then he didn't ask us questions. He assigned intentions and animosity.
Well, you can have your response. You get the same response he had.
No, but he didn't care about my.
Well,
That's-
I can't make him care. I don't have control of that. I
Well,
can give him the time to speak, and I can give you the time to respond.
So you
can't
don't see
control
the
what goes
difference.
on
You
inside
don't
your
see how he was not treating Joe and I with the same integrity we were treating him with. You actually don't see that?
I didn't see a lot of people treat Jack with respect today, in my opinion. And I named the specific behaviors, and you waved him away, and you said, no, what you're specifically talking about is this one thing. So the what I observed doesn't count in what you're evaluating. And I don't know what it is you're looking at, because that's the stuff I was looking at to evaluate respect.
Do you want me to tell you what your experience is?
You could tell me your opinion of what you think my experience is.
That
and
wasn't
I
a-
could
that wasn't a
decide
question.
how seriously to take it.
So if I were sitting here telling you what you're doing and thinking and feeling and why, you would not feel any more respected than if I asked you why you're thinking.
No, it would be more like I would be valuing your intellect. Is Flo insightful or is he an idiot? I would just be sitting there and say, okay, let's see how
So-
accurate Flo is in his.
And this is
narrative
where
of it.
you dissolve into disingenuous bullshit. I've told you this before. You're dishonest and manipulative in these ways. I don't know why that you feel.
I don't know
the
what
need-
you think I'm being dishonest or manipulative about. I haven't lied about anything, and I haven't tried to manipulate anything. So if you
Yes,
think
you
that,
have.
you're free to think that. It doesn't bother me that you think that, but it's not true. So if you care about reality, you're holding a false version of it.
You don't determine that. What makes
I
you
know.
think that you can?
You can have whatever reality about me you want, but I haven't lied. You call me dishonest. I haven't lied, and I haven't tried to manipulate you for
All
anything.
right. So you weren't being dishonest.
When? What did I lie about? Tell me the lie.
You weren't being dishonest by not acknowledging the difference between the two.
Between what?
Between asking somebody what they think and telling them what they think.
What's the dishonesty? I very clearly articulated my opinion. You asked me if I would feel upset if you told me what my reality was, what was going on in me.
Um,
And I gave you my honest answer. I wasn't lying about that. If you told me that, I
all I
would
was
sit here and be evaluating it
right.
on whether you were accurate or
All I was
not on how
doing,
it made me feel.
and it didn't actually work out as well as I had planned, was I was attempting to demonstrate the difference in your responses between telling you you're being dishonest and asking you you're being dishonest. In the end, you did respond better when I asked you, but not dramatically so. But
Okay, but I haven't been dishonest. If that's dishonesty to you, then I guess okay, I was
no,
dishonest. But that's
it
not the
wasn't,
definition of
it wasn't.
dishonesty that everybody else on
What
the
I was
planet
trying to
uses.
do was illustrate that being asked something is much more respectful than being assigned something.
Maybe for some people, and like
No, it's not.
that's so individualized.
It's
I
not
don't
at all
know that I need
individualized.
somebody to
Look,
ask or tell. It doesn't make
here's
a difference.
why.
Like it might make more of a difference
No,
to some people
it's
than others.
objectively, it's not at all. It's
No,
not
none
at
of
all
that stuff's
individualized.
subjective.
Let me explain it to you how. Because if I ask you, I'm giving you the mental authority. You're in charge of that paradigm.
Well, why don't we play it out? Let's play
Hold
it
on,
out
let me
one way
finish.
and then another way.
Let me
Do
finish.
the ask thing first.
I'm explaining why. If-
I'll see it better if you play it out. Like if you show me the two different versions.
Okay. Are you having a good day today?
Yeah.
You're having a bad day today.
No, I'm not.
Do you see how one is more?
Yeah, I can.
In one case,
I don't like having my reality dictated to me. That's what Dennis and I
Well,
got into.
I'm asking about your reality, and so since it's your reality, right? You have a right to influence my opinion on it. When I'm telling you about your reality, I don't have the right to input that. So if you're helping form my opinion on you,
you could correct the person if they're giving you a wrong But so is that what you're saying? Jack was telling you your reality,
and especially and Joe. Jack was saying they are just trying to do this, da da da. They're here in bad faith.
Yeah.
He was assigning bad intentions to us. He wasn't asking us about our intentions, and he wasn't acknowledging that it was his experience, right?
Right. And you're saying that's not your intent. Like he might think that's your intention, but that's not what your intention was.
He might think it was, but yes, that's not.
And I have another question. Where are you? What is in your background? Is that a background?
My house.
That's your real? Is that live?
He lives in hell.
Wow. Is that the same? Is that a different room? Hang on.
Yeah, I turned my camera
upgrade?
this way. So I've got a wood burning stove in the corner of the room. It's normally off camera, but there's the brick for the heat and stuff behind it.
I guess it's the red, the light.
Yeah, we turned it. I told Katie that I wanted my background to look better.
Yeah, it does. That's It gets the Satanist approval.
Yeah. Also, since I am the top dog Satanist here, right?
You're the crypto Satanist. You're not even in training yet, but you're speaking of Satanists.
What's up?
All right,
Yep.
Mike.
How's it going? How's it going?
What's up?
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
It flows an asshole.
Well, you should make a poll.
Or
I feel like I almost don't even need to.
Or do we ask
like you don't
the
dispute?
question?
That's not in dispute, right, Flo? That you're an asshole. You wouldn't argue with that.
No, it's not in dispute.
Being mean.
I think
But,
that I was.
but I could have said,
Is
"Flo,
Mike turned
are
way
you
down?
an asshole?"
Is Mike what?
Volume way down.
Oh, Mike, your volume might be down. If you've been talking since you've been on, I haven't heard a thing you said.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Barely.
Barely.
Oh,
Let me see.
I can't stay long. I got things I got to get ready for. But
All right. Are you
I
streaming later?
I do want to kind of put a wrap up the thought because I don't know if Jack doesn't understand because he refuses to or because he actually doesn't understand it. But if my opinion of him, the one that keeps coming up in dispute is that I'm or that I think he's vindictive and that's wrong. The only way to change somebody's opinion is to demonstrate the opposite, right? Demonstrate through your actions. You can't argue your way out of that.
So, Flo, what are you talking about? You're talking about Jack Darko? What Jack are we talking about?
No, Talcott.
In the box.
Talcott. I didn't know. I didn't know which Jack you're talking about.
No,
I just
he's mad because I said one time that he's been he was vindictive, and he's held that as a grudge for a long time, and
Well, I can
insists that I'm
understand
wrong. And insists that I'm wrong, right? So,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not I am wrong, the fact is that is my opinion, and you can't just demand somebody change their opinion on something like that, right? You have to provide them evidence. Well, you just have to demonstrate it, and it'll change on its own.
And your point is perfectly made. Like you're not being a jerk. You're like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. Me and Hank were on his panel, and he let somebody completely disrespect
Okay,
us.
hang. I don't want to make this about Jack because
Well,
he's not here.
what I'm
I
saying.
just wanted to let Flo finish this one point about the
All right, and
conversation.
that's about it. But I guess the only last thought I have is that I would I don't think that if somebody rage quits your panel in the middle of a conversation about them, I don't know that you're held to the they're not here, we can't talk about them standard still.
It's fine to rage quit. I normalize dropping off when people need to. It's
Technically
not a big deal.
speaking, it's Jeff's channel and it's his rules.
Sasquatch, what's up, man?
I want people to feel like they can
I'm
drop
just giving
off
him my
anytime.
thoughts on that paradigm, right? It's like, where does bro code start and stop, sort of thing. He can tell me to go fuck myself if he wants.
No.
As long as we all understand what's
Well,
on the table.
I appreciate it, Flo. I appreciate.
All right. Well, thanks for having me up. It was quick and nasty. Jack, do better.
You said quick and nasty. I love it. You said
Well,
quick
Bones,
and
that was not my impression. I saw a lot of emotion policing, and I believe me, I have a lot of experience with it. I feel confident that I can detect it when it's happening. What's
Yeah.
up, Chuck? Mike?
Yeah, so Jeff, you're getting good at politics. You're getting good at going through all this craziness. I mean, you're getting good at it. You
What do you
are.
mean
I mean,
getting good at it? I've done it most of my life.
well, I mean, yeah,
I've
but I
worked in
mean,
mental institutions, inner city
And that'll
schools,
definitely teach you about politics for sure.
but
female
you
workplaces.
Jeff, you got a crash course in YouTube shit the last couple months.
I
I'm
told
sorry.
you, Vegas is panelverse in real life. I lived in Vegas for 8 years. That is living panelverse. That is panel politics and Vegas politics are identical.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you've got the crash course in YouTube stuff, man. It really is.
Maybe we'll offer workshops.
It's great. You know.
I might want to get in on some of that.
Oh yeah, that's for Sasquatch. You'd be good. That's why I'm
Well,
doing all this trust.
yeah.
I'm trying to learn. Like I said, I'm driven to learn and understand. That's how I
Well,
master
okay.
Sasquatch,
things and move
Get back
beyond.
on topic of trust.
The one thing
Yeah.
about Sasquatch, he's very tricky. He's a very tricky man. He will corrupt you into naughty things.
Well,
I
So
will walk
let's
you
give
right
him
down
a shot to do that. He
until
wants
you
to
agree
talk
with
about
me. If
trust.
you're willing to talk long enough, you can talk yourself right into agreeing with me. Just give it.
Sasquatch, you're a naughty man, dude. You're a naughty man. But hey, go for it. Go for it. You know. No,
Okay,
but
Bones, if you think you can like let people have the emotions and not have it be an issue for you, can come back up. But you
But
got to
before you
knock that
come back up,
emotion
please
policing
reset
off.
your
Don't be a
earbuds.
Karen.
Please reset your earbuds. They're kind of clicky, dude.
I
and I'm not
like
trying
the one thing I like about Sasquatch is that he's very even keel. He's very chill. Like he will judge you when he has to, but he's a super chill guy. I'm sorry.
to judge anybody. I don't care what any of you think. None of it has anything on my road.
Me neither.
Exactly. You don't give a shit. Like you're just like this is me.
Because he
That's
probably
all.
has a healthy sense of himself, and
Yeah,
he knows himself, and a
yeah.
healthy boundary between
That's
himself and other
great.
people.
It's
I've read a
great.
lot of
He's
books. I can
he's a
find a book
truist.
that
He's a
has
truist. He's just him. That's it. That's all. That's all. So, Team Sasquatch. Let's do it.
Neat.
Yeah. No, but it's nice when you meet somebody that's just themselves. They're not trying to placate you or BS you. They're just themselves, and that's it. That's all. Take it or leave it. That's all, right? There's nothing negative about that.
That's basically what I do with my YouTube slave class concept.
Wait, I did slave classes? I didn't.
Yeah, I got a show that I call YouTube slave class. Yeah, it's specifically designed around the concept of creators that are joining this medium, whether you're doing shorts, short video content or panels, whatever you're doing. I try to pick a topic that is applicable across the entire breadth of YouTube. And while it hasn't gotten a real grip yet, Like,
Yeah.
I invite a lot of people to come on. It's an open panel for anybody who's been on Sasquatch Shields that I've dealt with enough to actually trust to be on my panel.
Well, you being for
And
real? You really have
for
this?
real, totally. I have a show called
How do we
YouTube
sign up?
Slave. Hit me in my fucking emails, dude. I'll get you into a Sasquatch Hills, and where you tell me what your channel's about, and everybody else has to freaking listen or go away. That's the premise of the show. That's Sasquatch Shields. YouTube Slave Class is supposed to take the experiences of all the people I've interviewed and try to coalesce it into a single topic, such as this last week I did risk assessment, whether it's short videos or panels. You have to have a certain amount of trust to have people on or trust people to upload or whatever, right? So the idea behind it was I tend to get most of my strikes trying to protect the channel from being struck, not copyrights, not anything else, things that will keep you from being monetized or lose your monetization if you get it, right?
Well, you know that we're trying to start a little like support group for content creators where we like
There's
share.
going to be an issue there, brother.
What is it?
What the issue will be, YouTube is full of a bunch of narcissistic cats. And when you try to put a group of them in a room, somebody's going to try to be the quote unquote big dogs. Someone always.
Well, fortunately, I have all that experience running groups, so I think I'm confident on that part. It's gonna be off stream anyway. It's gonna be like a private Discord server or something.
They'll
It's
try
gonna
to
be
have
a
the
very
one
hand
leader.
selected group of people.
They'll try to have the one leader come in, and then he'll try to take over. You're right.
Nah, because they just get kicked. Like it's there to provide something valuable, and if they want to come there and disrupt it, they'll just get kicked. If they're not there for what it's providing, but I'm gonna choose people that are there for that reason.
Right. Well, it's a great concept. The idea of like
I can pull it off. I've pulled off many groups.
It's excellent. I like it. I liked it so much that I did it myself for a little while.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. You know, and I give credit where credit's due. Like I love Jeff. Me and Jeff always get along. But you know, Sasquatch, you have a really good way about you, man, and you have a really good channel. So hopefully.
Oh, and hang on, with your heart, while you're here, just to clear up some loose ends, I think it was Liliana that was saying you had an issue with me because I let people harass women on my panel, and I wasn't aware of that. So if you do have an issue with me, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. I feel like I've enjoyed your participation, and I feel like I've always treated you well. So I was surprised to hear that. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just letting you know what other people are saying. And I was not aware that you felt that way about my channel.
Well,
I have a complaint. You've got to answer me right now.
So Sasquatch, hopefully you and Jeff get along. You guys have awesome. You have awesome energy.
Hold on a second, Mike. Jeff, I am an autistic that has to rock back and forth this way.
Oh,
and rock this way. And
I just noticed.
Argue about it, dude. Go look back through all of my old streams, and every single one of them, I'm sitting here doing this, except for the first when I had the squeaky chair and I had to just sit here like this, and then
Sasquatch, are you in Canada? Are you in Canada?
I am not. I am in a black hole where I throw all the bullshit. Also known as Georgia.
Holy shit. What a ball buster you are. Dude, you're a ball buster. It's awesome. It's awesome. No, but yeah, God bless you, man. It's great to meet someone that just likes to come up and laugh and have a good time.
If you
that's
look
all.
at my channel, it says, if you look at the description of my channel, it says that I'm here to laugh at anyone on the internet, and if you stick around, it'll probably be you. So,
that's it.
I think you're all hilarious. Everybody, the one that gets me is egotistic. That word makes me giggle irrationally. When I hear the word egotistic, I just start giggling because I know some level of chaos has occurred here.
Well, let me ask you this. So Sasquatch, what bothers you? What bothers you the most about people's personality? Like, do you don't like people that are like?
It's the other way, dude. It's not so much their personality. Sometimes it's an accent.
Mhm.
or people who smack when they talk. That
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about. Every time
Yeah,
they
yeah.
stop, that kind of stuff. Or someone
They
who
feel
says
fancy.
literally
They feel
too
fancy.
much. Someone
Yeah.
who says, "Do you hear me?" too much.
Mhm.
What was the
Anybody
one
from
before? Do you hear
Sheboygan.
me?
No. I
So
mean, when
yeah.
they're like sitting there telling you a story, you hear me, and you got to go around the end of the thing, and you look down, and there's that boat. You hear what I'm saying? And they just constantly, or people who are saying constantly, "But I'm saying though,"
Mhm.
or those repetitive phrases like that drive me up the
Sure,
wall.
sure.
But I
So,
can
so
usually mitigate that.
you hate when somebody reinforces themselves. In other words, they
Okay.
constantly have to back
It's
them up.
no, it's the word except they don't say they say some other phrase to keep from saying
No,
it's
I know.
like
I hear you. I totally
if
hear
they
you. I totally
stopped
hear
and
you.
thought about what they wanted to say, they would say it quite eloquently, but because they're too busy moving their mouth instead of
Yeah.
thinking about what's about to come out, they add a "Do you hear me?" or "Are you listening?" or
Know what I'm
uh,
saying?
um.
Know what I'm
It's
saying?
Well,
That's what it is.
do you think it's like reinforcement? It's like people try to double down
It's just
on their.
idiosyncratic speech.
Yeah,
Everybody has
it's
their
just
own
idiom.
idiolect. And
That's all. I do it too. I say the word literally too often, and I have trained myself not to say that word at all.
So you think it's so?
which I'll tell you who's not lying is me. It's on a fucking stream. You can go watch it. That's where I saw it myself. It was out in the open publicly. So don't accuse me of lying when she's the one lying about me and you.
Jeff, take it down. Jeff, take it down. Don't let it get to you. So
Mike,
It's it's his channel. He can take it where he wants.
I'm not having my police. If you have a problem with my rocking or my emotions, stay the fuck off of my panel. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. I do crisis de-escalation. I never tell someone in crisis to calm down or take it down or chill out. That is the worst thing you can do when somebody's escalating, is to try to micromanage them and take authority over them. I try to listen and understand what is going on with them, and through that process they naturally de-escalate. It works every time. I've never not be able to de-escalate somebody in a crisis. Have you watched the panel enough to see every time somebody tells me to calm down or chill out, do you see the result? Do you see the out? Do you think you're getting chill when you tell me that? Or are you getting further escalation because you're trying to take authority over me? Well, which the implication was that if you don't believe she said that, then I'm the one making something up and not her. That's why I said that. All right. Well, I'm just going to end the panel then. I'm sorry my emotions are a big problem for everybody. I feel quite isolated and like
It's
an
your channel,
emotional
bro.
freak. Sasquatch, thank you for coming up. I sure appreciate it. I think you have a lot
Yeah,
of
sir.
wisdom, and I would love to like hear
Whenever you're
more.
available, just let me know.
Huh?
Whenever you're available, we'll set something up.
Yeah. Let's. I get here. My email's in the chat, so I'd love to collab or something.
Peace out, brother.
All right. Take care. Thanks a lot. Chuck, you there?
Yeah, he's shutting down.
Yeah, I'm tired of the emotion, like people having an issue with my emotions. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
absolutely tired of it. I'm not a free. I think it's low emotional intelligence on their part. I stand by their emotions. They're a strength. I use them in the work I do. They allow me. They are a form of cognition. They feed into my intelligence and rationality. Maybe I'm wired differently. Maybe it's just my wiring, but there's nothing wrong with the emotions that I'm having. There's nothing wrong with my rocking. There's nothing wrong with my speech patterns, my voice, whatever it is, other things that people try to come at me about. Those are all natural parts of me. I didn't change being gay one molecule to make anybody else happy. And I'm not doing it with my emotions or my autism or anything else. I am going to fully be myself. And if that's hurting you, that is your problem, because I'm not intentionally trying to hurt anybody. And I'm not going to be the problem child because of things not only I have no control over, but that I actually see as an advantage and a strength, and I know how to use in constructive ways. So fuck all you ignorant motherfuckers.
Whoa.
Go get a therapist yourself and get some emotional intelligence of your own, and you won't have to be policing mine all the time because you're drastically misinterpreting them. I've explained it over and over. I've done streams on them. If you want to understand why I have the emotions I do, it is completely possible. Many people have done so. If you want to just react like little children, and while you're pointing at me for having a reaction, but you're the one having a reaction to my reaction, stop being fucking hypocrites. There's nothing wrong with emotions.
I live with it every day. I know what you're talking about.
I appreciate you, Chuck. I think you're a great autism dad.
Well, that's
Maybe it just it catches me
yeah.
off guard how little people understand about autism. Other cultures like Louisiana culture, like cultures that are more passionate, Italian cultures, Mexican cultures. I had a black friend one time tell me, he said there's three things white people don't like about pet people. They're loud, intense, and emotional. I said, you know what? You're right, and that's the same thing they don't like about me.
I can see that.
And I don't
But
care if you do it on other channels. I don't care how many videos you make of me. I don't care if you go on other panels and tell people how Jeff had a meltdown or freaked out, which, by the way, autistic people have meltdowns. I don't know why
oh
you would want
God,
to go
yes. Oh
take that as
God,
like
yes.
make a big negative thing about that. But you're not going to come do it on my channel or in my chat room or to any of my panelists.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about autism until I had to deal with it personally. Then I learned
Do you
everything.
encounter some of this with your son, like the strong emotions?
Yes, yes.
What's his
Blink of an
reaction
eye,
to?
snap of a finger. Oh, you're mild compared to where he goes.
Oh wow. Well, you
Yeah.
hear that? I'm not that bad for it gets there. It can get far worse than what you see and hear.
Yes, it can. I'm here to attest to that. It's a strange phenomenon. Nobody actually understands it completely. So you got to learn to accept it.
Yeah,
Acceptance is the
shameless.
answer.
I don't know why I just I, I put it down to energy. Like I just have this enormous. I've always had this enormous amount of energy. I've always been in motion as a kid. I would
Well, you
swing,
mix
rock,
in
climb trees,
autism
run,
with
jump. Like I
Cajun.
was never still. Even to this day, I have a hard time sitting still. So I don't know why I do it because I'm not even aware that I do it. But it's something that my nervous system just
It's
does.
called a
And if it's a
fidget.
problem for people, they need to just go somewhere away from me with people that they don't have problems with instead of hanging out with me and then problematizing me the whole time. Talking about trust, the minute somebody tells me to calm down, it makes it very difficult for me to continue to trust them. I put them in a different category. The second they do it, they go in another category, and that category is this person has potential. My emotions are potential will cause potential stress or a problem for this person. So it's somebody I need to be careful around, and for that reason, we're not going to be able to grow the connection that would take us to a deeper level because I have to constantly be self-conscious and on guard of my emotions around them because they have indicated to me that it's a problem for them. And so they put themselves in a totally different category the minute they police me and they make the trust needed for additional development of the relationship almost impossible for me. And that could be a limitation on my part, but I don't know how to trust people that have a problem with my emotions or my rocking or my autism or the way I talk or where I'm from or any of that shit. All right. You have anything you want to end with?
Oh, I was just going to say, if I make the mistake and tell my son to calm down, you know how you'll escalate, but you'll come back down. He'll
Yeah.
escalate way past where you're at, and then to get him down takes forever from that.
Did he did he learn like because some of this was and some of this is PTSD, by the way. If you had met me before the PTSD, this would be a lot less. PTSD changes your brain in ways that cause hyperreactivity and like hyper alertness, hypervigilance they call it.
Yeah,
So
he's wired.
you can add the
He's wired different.
PTSD in there as well. Like, so maybe don't hang around people with PTSD because our reactions can be more volatile. But Chuck, did he like what helps him when he gets to that state?
I lost signal. I just caught the tail end of what you were saying. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Oh, what helps him? You said he goes way past my level, and then it's harder to get him down. What eventually does help him?
Uh, Calm talking. Uh, Giving him a fidget device of some sort. And if he gets out there, he's just like you. He'll rock. If things get to be too much, it's just an uncontrolled function. He can't help it, so I can't hold it against him. You know, it's just one of the aspects of what autism is. Each
Does it
person's
bother you?
autism. No, because I know it's not his fault.
But that's something
He
you
didn't.
had to learn.
Yes,
What
yes.
helped you learn that? That's what I think
When I
could.
told you the story when I found out I was giving him whippings, and I found out that he didn't understand what was going on. That changed my whole perception. You know, I had to look at life through his lens because
That's
he's
that
not.
cognitive empathy.
I don't know if it's empathy, but I had to try to understand him in order to help him
Yeah, yeah. That's how I would approach it to you. Is trying to
because
understand.
I cannot I cannot treat him like a normal person like I would somebody else in real life.
Daniel, you know you're about to get blocked, but I want to take
Uh-oh.
some time to look at this comment and give it some consideration. I don't know what you mean by using autism as a crutch. That's something going on in your head. That's some like interpretation you have going on. So I'm going to ignore that part and shield from my bullshit. Again,
I
don't
got
know. Chuck, you're
this.
enabling my fuckery and I'm making autistic people look bad by extension.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's your opinion. I have plenty of people that say otherwise, and I don't care. It's not. It didn't stop me as a gay person. It's not going to stop me as an autistic person, a Satanist, a Cajun, somebody with PTSD. None of that stuff's going to stop me. It's not going to make me shrink it back the tiniest little millimeter. I get y'all didn't grow up gay, so y'all don't know what it's like to have the whole world coming at you for something like essential to who you are at your very core. But you develop a certain amount of resiliency from that experience, especially when it happens at a very early age.
Well, I don't even know
Oh,
how you
Daniel,
manage.
how is this going to happen? I'm not accountable to you for anything.
Whoa.
You are an adult. You have agency. You make choices. You come to my channel. You choose to watch it. You choose how long to watch it. You can choose to not watch it, walk away. So you're the one with the problem here, dude, not me. Now,
And
let's get you out of
I'm
here.
not
I don't know how
cold.
you keep getting unbanned.
I'm not cold signing anything. You're
No,
you.
he's trying to get in
I
your head
can't
about whatever
change
his
you,
little story is.
nor can I change my son. You know, that's the way I look at it.
Not Las Daniel's the one that's made some pretty brutal threats on some people's lives in here. He took it to
Ew.
a very ugly, ugly place. It's really not possible to come back from that. But he used to be a really cool guy. Like he worked with autistic kid. He wrote a grant to get an autism program brought to his community, and I was so impressed to hear his story. I really don't know what happened to him. It happened that day with Denizen and Dutchie. He was one of the people that got sucked into their false reality instead of the same reality everybody else was in. And he's never been the same since. So if there's any psychology students out there that need a case study,
Oh,
I
is that
can
when the
give you three
problem
of them.
started?
With him,
Was
yeah,
that
that's
day?
the day I noticed it. Like there may have been things simmering under the surface before that, but that's the day it broke open.
Mm. Yeah, kind of like that day with Lib.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that was the
that
day that Denizen and Dutchy were gaslighting the
oh,
entire
was that the
panel and the
same
entire
day?
chat that something that clearly happened did not happen. And about a quarter of the panel and a quarter of the chat saw his version of it. And so that's how conspiracy theories work. Once you adopt one little premise, you start to see all of reality through that lens, and you don't see actual reality. And I think that's what happened. It was a fascinating day for me because I saw reality split. And I saw like half of the channel in this reality and half of the channel in this reality. And I kept playing the video saying, look, guys, this is what
He
happened. What Denizen
he
is
was
saying happened is not what happened. It's all on the video. And people still could not break out of that alternate reality. It was the most bizarre thing.
it's
Not
because
lost.
he
I made a video, like almost a frame by frame replay. You would have to be blind, deaf, and quite dumb to not see what reality is the one that actually happened. Couillons are Cajun. A couillon is that's like a Cajun slang or so. We have the couillons and the didon. Couillon is like a dumbass, somebody who's silly,
that's me.
dumb, always getting into trouble, an idiot. Oh, look at that couillon. Or you'll say it jokingly to someone like, "Hey, couillon, how you doing?" And then didon is just dumb. Somebody that's didon is just so dumb they like walk into poles and walls. They have a lot of didon people
I
in
heard
this
that Troy
panelverse.
guy that hunts alligators on that TV
Oh,
show.
Troy Landry,
Swamp
the Loch Ness
swamp.
monster. We gonna
But
go hunt the Loch Ness monster.
I heard him use that kuyan
Yeah,
phrase.
yeah.
Hit
Those are
somebody in
Cajun
his
French
boat. Yeah.
terms. We have a whole lexicon of them.
That guy cracked me up though. But you had to have it rough being gay and being Cajun at the same time. Or
I
was it
love
more
growing up
accepted?
Cajun. It
Was
really
it more
wasn't bad.
accepted? Was it
I
more
got a, I
accepted?
got like most of the people around me were very support. Their stance was it doesn't really change anything. Like we knew you your whole life as Jeff, and we still see you as Jeff, so it doesn't really change how we view you or feel about you.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's good. That's a good community then.
And they had way other issues. Part of the issue was I had so many other things before the gay showed up that when the gay came, they had already had practice dealing with weirdness and
Oh,
difference.
a kuyan. Yeah, gotcha. I'm just being facetious.
Oh, Mr. B, what are you looking at? I'm interested. Kuyans are not. Kuyan like a slang term.
Slang. Yeah.
It's not an ethnicity or a type of people. So I don't. The Yat. Oh, you might be looking at some like satire map or something. Yats are people in New Orleans. It's the New Orleans accent, the Yats, and it stands for where Yat. If you're in New Orleans and somebody says where Yat, they're asking how you doing. That's like a greeting. Hey Chuck, where you at? And so they call it Yat. And it sounds like it's similar to like a Brooklyn or it kind of like the nanny, Fran Drescher. It's kind of like uh grab your sweater. The weather's out tonight, and we're gonna go down to the. It's kind of that accent. Oh, her, she's a character. Huh? That's the Yet accent. So you might be looking at some linguistic map or something of Louisiana, but Couillon is not a type of person. It's just a dumb Cajun or foolish, silly Cajun. And then, of course, Kunas is our name for ourselves. That's like our informal name we call ourselves. All right. I think I am going to wind down. I'm going to go watch some stuff in Discord. All right, Chuck. I sure appreciate you and what you do for your
Okay,
son.
okay, Jeff. Yeah, Jack was mad at me because I was looking at a psychological study today, and it mentioned in there about people that believe they can end world wars.
Well, y'all
And
seemed okay today. Like You didn't
Well,
snipe at him,
no,
and he didn't snipe at you.
sure, yeah, he did. He was throwing jabs, but I didn't
Oh, at the
respond.
end there on his way out, right? Yeah. But you did not do anything today, so you did good. I
And I
appreciate that.
told you I wouldn't. I gave you
See,
my word.
trust. I trusted you to come on and not do anything, and you said you wouldn't, and you honored that. That was trust.
Yep.
So
And that's what I was trying to show you that, you know, can be trustworthy. Don't always have to be a dick. But
but
he was
trust
mad
is
at
a
me.
valuable commodity. Like if you have it, Mr. B. All right, I'm gonna wrench you one more time. I gotta see this map. But I noticed after I wrenched you, you ran to Liliana's and started
Oh no.
trolling about the wrench. So I'm like, okay, I don't trust him as much anymore. I don't know what he's up to. All right, there
Well,
you go. Lay this map on me.
what is it? A Cajun map?
I don't know what he's looking at, but just the terms he's reading off of it has me very curious. It sounds like
Uh,
a map of Louisiana made from somebody halfway across the world that's never been to Louisiana.
us northern folks getting to bed, putting the ducks up.
All right, let's
Ducks
wait,
are
Mr.
in
B.
bed.
Where's the link? Oh, he's such a troll. I swear, I think Mr. B might be that super troll we're all looking for. The troll at
Uh
the
oh.
center of the trolls.
I can't keep track of them, Jeff. I give up trying to keep track of them.
But the
Of what?
Mr. B, the Louisiana map, or how do I find it? Tell me what to Google or something. Okay. All right, we're waiting on map, and I think Kane is doing a stream. Let's see. I'll find another
Yeah,
panel
I
for
thought I
Google.
saw a thing earlier. I got tied up with my granddaughter, but what happened with Mike? He was there, and then when I came back, he was gone.
Oh, he tried to calm me down for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, yep, I got you.
Okay, there's Kane's stream. He's live now. So if you're looking for another panel, that's the one I would recommend.
He's somewhere in the south too, ain't he?
Oh, Mike is over there. Okay. So if you're looking for Mike, that's where he is.
Oh shit.
Well, you were kind of trolling in her chat about ha 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 I have a wrench. I'm not saying come on, we're all troll. We all have a troll in us.
Well,
And Mr. B is I don't know if I've seen a soul more troll a troll more subtle. All right, let me here. I'm going to share this map just to correct some
uh, did you find it?
misinformation. Hang on, let me see what the background for it is. Who? Oh, map of type of people in Louisiana. Accurate. It's somebody posted on Reddit wanting to know if it's accurate. Well, I'm going to answer that right now. Um, let's see. Can y'all see it? Rednecks. Rednecks. Okay, North Louisiana is correct. Coonasses, Couillons, and Cajuns are all one people. So I think they're like playing on maybe different subtypes of Cajuns, but it really doesn't distribute like this. I think this is just I would say no, not accurate. The Cajun part they actually call the Acadian Triangle. It's more like this. So this little yellow area here, this green area up here, not as Cajun as this part down here.
They're more
And then this is
mixed.
the New Orleans area with the Yats. So yeah, he
Learn
got everything right more or less except the Cajuns themselves, which
learn
the
something
whole
new
rest of the
every
world gets
day.
this wrong all the time too. So no big deal.
Hell, I thought the whole Louisiana was the same.
Nope, just that southern part. Like we're in the foot of the boot. New Orleans is at the toe, and then everything else is northern Louisiana, which is pretty much like anywhere else in the South.
Gotcha. Good.
The southern Louisiana is Catholic. It's French Catholic, and everywhere else is Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Ah, gotcha. Good old rednecks. Ain't nothing wrong with being a redneck.
Um, oh, uh, why is it? Oh, hang on, Joe. I will let the
Yep,
I will
yep.
let the
Can we
audience decide.
vote?
I will let the viewers decide. But yes, you make a good point. The Raging Cajuns. Hello, that's what we are. Y'all know that guy James Carville, that political
Yep, yep,
commentator?
yep,
He's
yep.
just like me. He goes on saying, "God, the political and like he's Cajun. That's us. That's our people." I don't know why everybody's freaking out about it. I'm not doing anything different than James
Oh yeah,
Carville.
he'll go off in a
I'm like the
heartbeat.
autistic version of James Carville. So fuck all of you.
Hell, at one time I thought he was autistic.
He might be.
Carvel,
We might all be
what?
autistic and inbred.
What?
We're an
You know
endogamous culture.
he married a deep red Republican.
Yeah, Michelle. What's her name? Michelle Matlin.
Yeah,
They were like
Mar-
one was Democrat, one was Republican, and they were
yeah, Mary
married.
Matlin Michelle. I don't know. I can't remember. Matlin, I think is right.
Oh. We have the worst roads in the entire United States because we gave up our federal highway money to keep our drinking age 18 when everybody else raised it to 21.
What? You
Yeah,
did?
we were the last state. Joe,
Holy.
I've never seen you go off.
Well, that's
That's it.
how.
Like what I'm talking about earlier. I started the stream talking about trust and conflict. When I see somebody in conflict, that really gives me a sense of how much I can trust or not. When I see how people fight, that's when
Wait a
I
minute.
can read
Joe go off. I
trust.
can't picture Joe going off.
No, he's too stoic. He's too in
He's
a cord.
he's too he's too effeminate.
Well, that's not what I was saying. But so we have another vote for Joe is gay.
I
I'm
didn't say he
telling
was
you. Did you
gay.
get that army
I,
hat washed? Oh, did I?
well, I can't
Oh.
say that about Joe because he was in the army. I can't talk bad about him.
Well, so were the village people. Oh, that was the Navy. Sorry.
But I don't know what he did in the service. If he
Yeah.
was a
Don't
clerk
ask,
or
don't tell.
admin. Yeah. Them light and the loafer people took the admin jobs and things like that. That's what we called them back in the day. No disrespect.
All right. Well, Joe, Kane just started a panel. If you want to head over there, I'm wrapping this one up. There's people have been policing me too, and everybody else. Me and Jack. They've been policing me and Jack all night long about our emotions.
Check, check, and check.
See, I'm completely normal. Y'all just don't know. That's the issue. Y'all have never met a Cajun before. Go to Louisiana. In Louisiana, I swear to God, in Louisiana, I am the quiet one, and I'm the calm one.
I can believe that.
I really am. It's all about contrast.
I can believe that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna this. I'm gonna
Okay, I'll
finally try to
sign
end for
off,
real now,
and
and I'll probably be out tomorrow. So.
I want you to have a good night, Jeff, whether you want it or not.
Oh, I think I will. I'm having mostly one already, except for this little
The
spikes in.
stress. All
Yeah, don't.
right,
It's
have a good one.
you too, Chuck.
God bless.
Plus, I have that trait reactivity, which I've gone over. I've made streams about that. Let me drop the Wikipedia article for that. So you added trait. What is it called? Trait. Fuck. Is it trait reaction? What the fuck is that stuff called? reactants, trait reactants. That's what I have. Um, a lot of lone wolves, lost boy types of people have this. It might sound familiar to you. Here's the Wikipedia article. If you couple that with the autism, the Cajun upbringing, and the PTSD, I don't think my emotions are that hard to understand. And I do realize that PTSD emotions can be very. That's probably where the scariness comes from. Because when people's limbic system they get put in their limbic system and they have PTSD, the way the brain changes as a result can cause PTSD. People can have some pretty scary emotions, and so can autistic meltdowns. And remember, there's meltdowns and there's tantrums, and they're two different things. So all of those things can be scary to people that don't know what they're looking at. But I spent almost 2 years doing a channel trying to educate people about all of that. So it catches me by surprise every time when like, not so much with strangers. Like, strangers may not know. So I can be a little more patient with them and just tell them to back off, knock it off, don't do it again. But people that are here regularly, I assume that's where trust comes in for me. I've developed a certain amount of trust, and it's an assumption on my part that they're okay. They're okay with my emotions, my rocking, my autism, whatever, because they've hung out here enough to kind of get to know me and know what some of the issues that come up for me are. So when it happens with people that hang out here regularly, that's when it catches me by surprise. Because I'm like, well, how long have you been hanging out here? You don't know this about me by now? All of a sudden, I'm causing a problem for you? And that's what's at the root of it. I don't like being the problem child. I don't like being anybody's problem. And if I sense that I'm a problem for you, I am going to crawl through glass and fire to take myself out of that situation so I don't have to live with the feeling of being somebody's problem. I've left jobs, I've left relationships. I refuse to be a problem child. I will not be maneuvered into that role. That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but AI and neuroscience, yeah. Well, y'all have fun in that AI future. Um, I'll probably be down in the swamps at that point. Well, you're just going to have to manage your triggers like an adult, like I do on here. Well, I'm not violence though. I wouldn't never bitch slap. I did drop him. The plaid man. All right. I think I'm going to go hang out at Discord for a while. I'll see you at the next one, whatever it is. It's all panel time. All right. Thanks those that stick around or stick with this crazy train. I appreciate it. Thank you. And let's take it for a spin again. All right. Goodbye.